Now, in this case, Jesus is talking about a light-bearing situation where the bearer positions himself to be like light, but is not light. Jesus is acknowledging that truth can come from evil lips. It is still truth, but from an evil person. If the devil knows the Bible and quotes it, it should not come as a surprise that a follower of the devil knows the Bible as well and quotes it. Matthew 23:2, saying, the scribes and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat. They sit in Moses' seat, the seat of the law. The law is a kind of light because it shows you right and it shows you wrong. It differentiates between order and chaos. It shows you how to live. So the kind of bearers Jesus is describing give off light, but it will be disastrous to pattern your life after them. Matthew 23:3, all therefore whatsoever they bid you observe, that observe and do, but do not ye after their works, for they say and do not. What do they say? Do not kill, good. Do not lie, good. What do they do? They kill, bad. They lie, bad. Separating the light from the bearer. Matthew 23:4, for they bind heavy burdens and grievous to be borne, and lay them on men's shoulders, but they themselves will not move them with one of their fingers. They are bearers that put burdens, liabilities, obligations on people, which one, God did not put on those people. And two, which they themselves, the bearers, will not move, will not carry, will not bear. Like saying you need to sow a seed of 800 pounds for your miracle to be perfect. Or saying you need to sow a seed of $4,000 for your healing or deliverance to be irreversible. This is a grievous liability for someone struggling to make ends meet. Like saying, this is what you need to do so that God will know that you are godly. Then they give you a task which humiliates you, or a task which damages your health, or a task which benefits them. Or they tell you you must always look and dress a certain way for you to enter heaven. And if at any time you do not have that look or dress that way and you suddenly die, you will not make it to heaven. So you find people always striving, struggling to make sure that they always have that look and dress that way. Even in times when having that look or dressing that way defies common sense, defies logic, damages your health. That's a grievous burden. Or they tell you to prove you love God by giving one of your children to the man of God. So you release your precious child to the bearer with tears pouring down your cheeks. And your precious child ends up being used as a slave in the house of the man of God. God never said to do that. That's a burden tied and put on your shoulder by the bearer and not by God. That's a burden which the bearer will never choose to move. He will never release his own child to be a slave to someone else. Matthew 23:5. But all their works they do for to be seen of men. So Jesus here is describing a kind of attributes that these bearers have. Their own Christianity is for showmanship. It is a spectacle. All their works, not some, all, they do it for validation. They do it to have a positive public image, a positive public persona. All their works, when these bearers perform miracles, it is for show. When these bearers help the needy, it is for show. They never do good deeds and want it to stay hidden. Matthew 23:5. They make broad their phylacteries and enlarge the borders of their garments. Phylactery. What is phylactery? A phylactery is a small leather box, cube-like in shape, containing scripture. Think of Bible verses. It is worn by Jews as a reminder to obey the law. One is worn on the forehead, the other one is worn on the arm. So the two are phylacteries, one phylactery and the second phylactery. Enlarging their phylacteries was so that they can be seen by others as more righteous. I'm just imagining a situation where, let's assume the original size of the phylactery was 2 inches high, 2 inches wide, and 2 inches long, like a cube. Then one Pharisee tries to outdo the others by making his own larger, making his own 7 inches, and he gets praised by it. Then another outdoes him and makes his own 20 inches, and people honor him for it. Then another outdoes him and makes his own 200 inches, and people reverence him for it. Remember, one is worn on the arm and the other on the forehead. Over time, we render ourselves handicapped, unproductive, and immobile in a bid to prove righteousness to other people. It will be self-inflicted disability, camouflaged as spirituality or righteousness. They dress for religious validation. Matthew 23:6, and love the uppermost rooms at feasts and the chief seats in the synagogues. This kind of bearer loves to be elevated above other people in Christian gatherings and social events. He loves the seats of the first and best in such events. Matthew 23:7, and greetings in the markets, and to be called of men, Rabbi, Rabbi. Now, in our context, it may not be Rabbi. It may be man of God. It may be pastor. It may be deaconess. It may be bishop. It may be prophet. It may be teacher. It may be apostle. It may be general overseer. It may be man of God. Whatever title makes them seem closer to God. Matthew 23:8, but be not ye called Rabbi, for one is your master, even Christ, and all ye are brethren. 23:9, and call no man your father upon the earth, for one is your Father, which is in heaven.